Today is a day that will go down in history. A day where we, Sony APS-C users, can shout that the crop censored Sony body system is not dead. Yes, I am extremely excited. I started this channel because I am a Sony APS-C user and I have been thinking hard about upgrading to a full frame camera, believing that Sony was about to do away with their crop censored system. But I was wrong. I was so wrong. Today, Sony announced the release of their newest APS-C censored camera. And it's a cinema camera, y'all. You heard me right. A cinema camera at under $2,000. Yes, you're not hearing me wrong. It's under $2,000. The name of the camera is the Sony FX30, the little brother to the much, much highly rated Sony FX3. The main difference between those two cameras is that one is a full frame and one is a crop sensor camera. And those of us who have purchased crop censored lenses for the Sony system, I'm sure, have gotten concerned about what am I going to do if they don't release a new camera? All these full frame cameras are coming out with amazing specs. And here I am with the Sony ZV-E10 or the Sony A6600 or the Sony A6400. What am I going to do if I want to take my filmmaking or my photography or whatever it is to the next level? And although this is marketed as a cinema camera, you could take some stills with this camera, but it is video focused first. What's amazing about this specific camera, the Sony FX30, is that all E mount cameras will fit on this. So, unlike the FX3, putting a crop sensor lens on that camera will cause you only to use a portion, a very small portion of that sensor. But putting your crop sensor lens on an FX30 as well as a full frame lens will allow you to get the full use of the sensor. Now, I know that the bokeh will be an issue for some, but we're shooting movies, we're shooting film, not photography where we need crazy bokeh in the background. There's ways around that. So I appreciate this camera and the variety of lenses you can get for this camera is phenomenal. You can go Sony and use any of their E-mount lenses. You can also go Sigma, use any of their E-mount lenses. You can go Tamron and use any of their E-mount lenses, and you're going to come out on top either way. This camera has been the camera I have been waiting on for a long time. It shoots up to 4K 120 frames per second with a slight crop. But if you are a Sony APS-C user, you know that the highest we've had a chance to go to is 1080p at 120. Now we can go 1080p at 240 frames a second. We get dual card slots so that we can have redundancy in our storage. Like this camera is what we've been waiting on. This camera is exactly what the FX3 is, except for crop censored lenses. And I am excited that this is coming out, and I hope to have a chance to review this on my channel. And I'm glad that this camera is coming out, and I'm also excited that my first video on this channel is about the new Sony FX30, the newest cinema grade camera released by Sony. Thank you, Sony, for doing this. No, no, seriously, thank you. And I look forward to getting this camera in my hands, running it through its paces, and creating amazing, amazing film. Everybody, click like, subscribe to the channel for more Sony news, and thank you for watching.